wasn't fired quietly. HR blasted my photo to the entire company like a damn wanted poster. Terminated for leaving 5 minutes early. No meeting, no warning, just humiliation at scale. I didn't cry. I didn't respond. I stayed silent. That terrified them later. Before this gets ugly, and it will, subscribe if you understand power doesn't scream. It documents, waits, and lets systems destroy people who think silence means weakness. I found out while sitting in my car, engine still running, seatbelt cutting into my shoulder. I just left the parking garage exactly 5 minutes before my scheduled end time. 5 minutes. My phone exploded. Not the normal buzz, this was chaos. Slack alerts stacked like a slot machine gone feral. Texts from coworkers I barely spoke to. One email preview kept flashing my own face. At first I thought someone had been arrested. Then I opened it. Subject: Policy Enforcement Notice. Immediate termination. Body: This individual has been terminated for repeated time violations. Effective immediately. Do not rehire. Under it, my badge photo. Cropped tight, fluorescent lighting, dead-eyed, like HR had taken the worst possible frame and weaponized it. Company-wide distro, all hands, clients CC'd, external partners too. I stared at it for a full minute, jaw clenched, pulse slow and cold. No meeting, no write-ups, no warning, just public execution over 5 minutes. 5. I didn't respond. Didn't call my manager, didn't text back the dozen "Are you okay?" messages lighting up my phone. I drove home. That night, my husband asked what happened. I said, "I'll tell you later." Then I powered down every device in the house, laptop, router, tablet, everything. But I didn't delete anything, because here's what HR didn't know. I wasn't just another mid-level analyst they could sacrifice to look tough on policy. I was the person who made sure their numbers matched reality. I worked in operational integrity. Not glamorous, no applause. You only hear about us when something goes catastrophically wrong, and things had been wrong for a long time. I didn't scream. I didn't lawyer up. I didn't post a sob story. I did what I'd always done. I checked the logs. See, 3 years earlier, during a systems migration, I'd been assigned as verification lead. Temporary role. Just make sure nothing breaks, they said. So I built redundancy, documentation, time-stamped reports, parallel archives. Because I don't trust memory, and I definitely don't trust people who rush. During that migration, I noticed discrepancies. Small ones at first. Rounding errors, time-stamped entries adjusted after submission, quiet overrides. I flagged them. Management said, not a priority. So I kept copies. Not because I was planning revenge, because if the system failed, I'd be blamed, and I don't like being blamed for other people's shortcuts. Over time, my archive grew. Clean, indexed, boring. The kind of thing no one reads until it's too late. Fast forward to my firing email. While HR was high-fiving themselves for enforcing punctuality, I opened my personal drive, verified hashes, checked access trails. Then I found it. During my termination, IT had revoked my credentials instantly. No exit audit, no transfer of authority review. That mattered, because buried in a service level agreement, one no one ever read, was a clause stating that removal of the verification lead without transition review automatically triggered a third-party compliance hold. I hadn't written the clause. I'd insisted on it. Signed, approved, forgotten. Until now. I didn't activate it out of spite. I didn't even think of it as retaliation. It was procedural gravity. They pulled the wrong lever. I brewed coffee, sat at my kitchen table, wrote one email. Subject: Verification lead removal, procedural trigger. Body: Per agreement section 14.2, removal occurred without transition audit. Documentation attached. Please advise per protocol. I attached everything. Logs, timestamps, the HR termination notice, the archive index. Then I sent it. One recipient, no CCs, no emotion. That's it. I didn't wait for a reply. The system didn't either. The next morning, their internal dashboards froze. Automated reporting pipelines stalled, payments queued instead of processing, vendor access throttled. At 9:18 a.m., leadership got notified of a temporary verification pause. At 9:41, the pause became a hold. By 10 o'clock, external auditors were looped in. And suddenly, my firing email didn't look so powerful. HR panicked first. They emailed me asking for a quick call to clear up confusion. I ignored it. Legal followed, then operations, then my former boss, suddenly polite, suddenly unsure. I stayed silent, because here's the part no one tells you. When systems are involved, talking only gives people room to lie. Silence forces documentation. Auditors don't care about excuses, they care about sequence. And sequence showed this: logs altered after submission, overrides approved without verification, warnings dismissed, verification lead removed without audit. That's not bad optics, that's negligence. By Friday, executives were on leave. By Monday, the head of HR resigned. Official reason: personal matters. Unofficial reason: my badge photo was now Exhibit A. They tried to undo it. Retroactive reinstatement, settlement offer thicker than a phone book. They wanted to pretend the email never happened. I forwarded their offer to the auditors. Silently. 2 weeks later, the compliance hold escalated into a full review, not because of me, but because once auditors start pulling threads, they don't stop. Every shortcut surfaced, every buried warning reappeared, every ignored report had my initials on it. I didn't need to speak, the documentation did. Eventually, I got one final email from an external firm. Subject: review conclusion. Body: no fault attributed to former verification lead. Findings indicate systemic governance failures. I closed my laptop and went for a walk. I never went back. I didn't need the job. I needed the truth to exist somewhere outside their inbox. Months later, I saw a new HR director post on LinkedIn about building a culture of accountability. The comments were disabled. Funny how silence works. They used my photo to shame me. I used their systems to expose them. And the only thing louder than my silence was the sound of their process collapsing under its own lies.